everybody, Sir Beaton here, and welcome back to another past paper practice video. In this video, we will be looking at a number theory questions, the beautiful topic of number theory. So let's head straight into this one. So this one says, this one is slightly different from the ones that we did previously. So the nth term, t underscore n, of a sequence is given by, and we have t underscore n is equal to 3n squared minus 2. So the first question says, show that the first term of the sequence is 1. So for part 1, show that the first term of the sequence is 1. So Tn, that would represent whenever you put a number for n, that would give you what that term is in the sequence. And if you want to find that the first sequence is 1, we need to replace n with 1, and when we work that out, Tn should be equal to 1, and that will tell you that the first term in the sequence is 1. So we can say t underscore n is equal to 3. Instead of n raised to the second power, since we want to find for the first term, we'll have 3 times 1 raised to the second power minus 2. So t underscore n would be 3 multiplied by 1 to the second power is 1 minus 2. So t underscore n would be equal to 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus 2 would give you 1. So hence, therefore, we can see here the first term in the sequence is equal to 1. So the next one says, what is the third term in the sequence? So part 2 is saying, what is the third term of the sequence? So instead of replacing n with 1, in this case, we're talking about the third term. So the third term will be 3. So we can say t underscore n is equal to 3. Instead of n now, we'll say 3 to the third power squared minus 2. So this will be t underscore n is equal to, this will be 3 multiplied by 3 to the second power, will be 3 times 3 is 9 minus 2. So t underscore n is equal to, so 3 times 9 would give you 27. 27 subtract 2 would give me 25. So the third term in the sequence is 25. So let's look at number 3. Number 3 says, given that t underscore n is equal to 1/5, what is the value of n? So we see here, t underscore n is equal to 1/5. So they want to find what is the value for n. So we know this here is a formula that they give us for t underscore n. So we'll say number 3, t underscore n is equal to 3n squared minus 2. So we know this here is equal to 1/5 as they give us. So we have 1/5 is equal to 3n squared minus 2. So to solve for n, all we need to do, we need to take over everything surrounding the n. So we have this 2 is subtracting. When we take it over to add, so we have 1/5 plus 2 is equal to 3n to the second power. So 1/5 plus 2 would be 147 is equal to 3n squared. So now we want to take over this 3. The 3 is multiplying. When we take it over to divide, this will give us 147 divided by 3 would give us n squared. So when we divide this, we'll have 49 is equal to n squared. So therefore, now we take over the square. So the opposite of square would be square root. So n would be equal to the square root of 49. Hence, n is equal to, when we square root 49, we'll get a value of 7. So n is equal to 7. So the positive value for n would be 7. And that is how we can get these 3 marks here. It's just a simple formula we have to solve. So we just replace Tn with 1/5 and then we just solve there. And that is the answer, n equals 7. So the next part of this question says, the first 8 terms of another sequence with nth term, u in bracket n, or un, are 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. So they said u1 is 1, u2 is 1, and un, which is n equal represent any number, is u in bracket n minus 1 plus u in bracket n minus 2. For all of the number, well, n represents numbers greater than or equal to 3. This will be 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. All the numbers greater than or equal to 3. It cannot work for numbers less than 3. So they give us an example here. For example, the fifth and seventh terms are, so we see the fifth term, which is u5, is equal to the sum of the two previous terms, so u4 plus u3. So we see u4 is represented as 3 because that is the fourth term in the sequence here. And u3 is represented by 2 because that is the third term in the sequence. And then when you work it out, you have 5. And the same thing for u7. u7 is the seventh term in the sequence. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be 13. As you can see here, we have an answer of 13. And we see u7 is equal to u6, which is 8, plus u5, which is 5. So 8 plus 5 would be 13 indeed. So what we can do to make it simpler, let's write down what we are given. So we know u1 is equal to 1. u2, the second term, will be equal to 1 again. So that u3, which is the third term, will be 2. And the fourth term, which is u4, will be 3. And the fifth term would be 5. u6, the sixth term, would be 8. And the seventh term would be 13. And the eighth term will be 21. So this is all we are given so far. This would make our work easier to answer the following questions. So the first one says, write down the next two terms in the sequence, that is u9 and u10, which is the 9th term and the 10th term. So we know for u9, for the 9th term, we know it's the sum of the two previous terms. So we know the two previous terms would be u8 plus u7, the sum of the 8th term and the 9th term. So we see u7 is equal to 13 and u8 is equal to 21. So this will simply be u8, which is 21, plus u7, which is 13. So you can say the 9th term, so u9 is equal to 21 plus 13, 34. So u9 is equal to 34. So you can add another one there, u9 is equal to 34. And then they want us to show u10. So we know u10, for u10, it's the sum of the two previous one before it. So this would be u9 plus u8. So we already found u9 just now to be 34 plus u8, which is 21. So u10 would be equal to, the 10th term would be equal to 34 plus 21 would give us 55. And that is how we get the terms for the next two numbers in the sequence. Simply put, this plus this will give you the next one. And this plus this will give you this one. And this plus this will give you the following one. And this plus this will give you the one after that. And 5 plus 8 will give you 13. And then 13 plus 8 will give me 21. And that was it. And it keeps going on. 13 plus 21 will give me the next number. And then 21 plus this number would give me the next number. And that is how it keeps going on and on. And so that is how we get the answers for the 9th term and the 10th term. So let's look at the next question. So this one says, which term in the sequence is the sum of u18 and u19? So this one is very, very straightforward. That is why it's worth 1 mark. So we want to know when we add up u19 and u18, what will we get? So you know this will simply be u20, because you know u20 is equal to u19 plus 18, u18, which is 19th term plus the 18th term. So we can say, therefore, u20 is the sum of u18 and u19. So therefore, we can say u20 is the sum of u18 and u19. And that is as easy as that, 1 easy mark. So the next one says, show that u20 minus u19 is equal to u19 minus u17. So we want to show that one side is equal to the other side. So here's the thing. So what we can do, we have u20 on one side. So we know u20. To get u20, that is simply u19 plus u18. So we have u20 is equal to u19 plus u18. So what we can do in this case, we can simply, if we want to find u18 and do it in reverse, we can simply take over this u19. And so because it's added, when we take it over, we'll subtract. So we'll have u20. When we take this over, we subtract u19 is equal to u18. So when we simplify this side here, we'll have u18. And let's check out for this one here as well. So we know u19 will be the same as u18 plus u17. So we know we can simplify this and have, if you want to make u18 the subject, it will be the same as u19. So if you want to leave u18 on one side, we can just take over this plus u17. So you take it over, it will subtract. So we'll have subtract u17, that is equal to u18. So when we work out this side as well, we'll have u18. So hence, therefore, we've shown that, the two sides are equal because we have u18 when we work out this side here, and then we work out this other side as well, we'll have u18. So therefore, we just show that the two sides are equal to each other. So it's just a simple manipulation of the equation. It may be a bit difficult to see. You just have to work around with what you have and try to change up the subjects of the formula, and you'll get one side being equal to the other side. And that is what you want to do when you're showing. So with that, this has brought me to the end of this video. I'll see you in the next videos as we continue to work these past paper questions. So until then, keep practicing and take care.